Canada is desperate for vaccine supplies, but Justin Trudeau avoided reaching out to India until the Conservatives built pressure on him. So, why did Trudeau take so long to finally call Prime Minister Modi? Canadians may think that he is simply a bad administrator, but the truth is worse, and the Canadian MP Jagmeet Singh holds the key. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host, Sanbir Singh Ranhotra, and in this video, we shall answer the Canadian people's question.
You want to read this tweet?
So this is a comment on one of their previous YouTube videos. I just learned some things about Jagmeet Singh thanks to you. I knew there was something I didn't like about him, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. Khalistani. That was it. I know it sounds odd, but I was curious what else you could tell Canadians about him.
Okay. I don't often do this, but this guy sounds like a racist to me. Right?
Oh, totally.
This guy sounds like a racist to me.
I knew there was something I didn't like.
Something.
And you just conveniently gave me something to validate my unwarranted feelings about this person.
I had no reason to hate this guy, but there's something about it. I just know there's something about that's. Is it his turban, Ian? Is it his turban, Ian Roberts? Is that why you don't like him?
Oh wait, we got a super chat from Ren. Oh, thank you for the 100 rupees. This is for the BJP supporters in the live chat.
Thank you.
Do you see that? Do you see that, you guys? We're funded by the opposition.
Sham Sharma is so Bilbo is saying Sham Sharma is Hindutva crazy who's best friends with Harris Sultan. Okay, so
is he for crazy?
I was on his channel, by the way.
Yeah.
I was on his channel. Okay, so here's the thing. Politically, I completely disagree with everything Sham Sharma stands for. Okay, however, I have to give it to him. When people were coming after me, when the Hindus were coming after me personally, and photoshopping images of my mom, he called it out with a huge cost to himself. Right? He came out and he supported me. He didn't like that we were doing blasphemous art of Hindu goddesses and all, but he started calling out people, and his community turned on him for defending me. So as much as his politics is crap, I will always give him credit for doing that. So that was good. Anyways, let's continue.
Questions about why Trudeau is reluctant to face Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. During a press conference on Wednesday morning, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was asked a simple question. Have you reached out to Prime Minister Modi, or will you be reaching out to Prime Minister Modi to ensure Canada can get vaccine supplies from India? Even though it was a yes or no question, he failed to provide a direct answer and instead talked about working with India to fight the pandemic. But only hours later, to the surprise of the Canadian people, they received the answer to their questions from a tweet posted by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
You want to read this?
Sure.
Oh, maybe he will read it. Hold on. Oh, no, you read it.
Was happy to receive a call from my friend Justin Trudeau, assured him that India would do its best to facilitate supplies of COVID vaccines sought by Canada. We also agreed to continue collaborating on other important issues like climate change and the global economic recovery.
It was clear from Prime Minister Modi's tweet that Justin Trudeau had called him, and Narendra Modi gave his assurance that India would do its best to facilitate supplies of COVID vaccines sought by Canada. The Canadian media and people were confused. Was it because of the constant pressure from Conservatives and the opposition that he called? Why did Justin Trudeau shy away from answering the question directly when asked by the reporters? And why did he take so long to call Narendra Modi, even when Canada is desperate for vaccine supplies? Unsuspecting.
If you're not noticing it, they like showing India as this big boy country, strong, Canada on its knees. India's please, can I have some of that vaccine that you're making? I mean, technically, it's easy to do that because India, Canada, is a very small country. and India is the second most populated country in the world, right? However, there is also this inferiority complex because Canada is like a Western enlightened country, and India is like is perceived outside of India, but as not that. So they do want to throw away their giant size and as a way to like. So this is like so ideal for them, for Canada to be asking India for vaccines, especially after this whole Khalistani thing. This is such a. They're like loving it. They're like, oh my god, look who's crawling back to daddy now asking for vaccines.
Canadians
Like they're like treat us like a superpower that we are. Basically, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
may believe that Trudeau is just a bad administrator who is not good at diplomacy. But the undercurrents of Canadian politics hold the key to the real answers. You see, Indo-Canadian ties are in the doldrums, and Justin Trudeau cannot face the Indian Prime Minister, all for one reason: Khalistan sympathizers and their main man, Jagmeet Singh. Behind
Do we actually know if this guy has any connection to Khalistan? Like, I know, like, I actually assume he does because of, but I just realized that I've always been assuming that because I keep hearing it from these guys. But is there actually any connection? I know there was like this attack by some Sikhs on this plane at some point, and he didn't call it out or something like that.
Really, that's crazy.
There was a Sikh Terry attack. Again, we're not saying the boom boom attack. We're not saying it because YouTube doesn't like us saying it, but I think like he failed to, because they were Sikh. I didn't, like, for a very long time I didn't even know that Sikhs do that kind of stuff, right? But apparently there was one attack that he didn't call out, and people keep calling him out for not calling them out. But I don't know, does he have any ties to actual, like, proven ties to Khalistanism?
Facade put up by the Liberal government under Trudeau is a nexus of Khalistan sympathizers who want to carve out a separate state out of India through terrorism. Jagmeet Singh
may great. We were not saying it. He said it. He said the T word.
Deny his connections to such elements, but his views and his company give away his leanings. He is no friend of India, and he has Trudeau's government by the neck. Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party is holding on to power with a minority government and the support of Canada's left-leaning New Democratic Party, which is led by Jagmeet Singh. His support is paramount for Justin Trudeau to be in power.
So the Liberal Party in the first round, they had a majority, but now because they have a minority, they have to keep begging these other parties for taking their side to be able to pass anything.
Yeah. Justin Trudeau has from time to time given voice and stage to many overt and closet Khalistanis, an extremist fringe within the Sikh community that calls for secession from India and who endorsed the use of political violence as a legitimate form of resistance. Be it Harjeet Sajjan or Jaspal Atwal, who was clicking photos with Justin Trudeau during his disastrous 2018 visit to India, the list of Khalistan sympathizers involved with Trudeau is long. However, now he seems to be dancing to the tunes of Jagmeet Singh.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.